because you don't know me, I am a person, a gal, who's obsessed with sports. It's always been that way. I've always been that way. But I worked at a theater, and surprisingly enough, not a lot of people were into sports, or at least the ones that worked there wanted to talk about it. And all my girlfriends always tease me about it. I'm not being sexist, it's just true. So when I was working at this theater, there was a guy that came working. He was hired a little bit later, and we immediately clicked. His name was Steve, and we both had this love of sports. He was from, I think he was from Cincinnati, and I was from San Diego, so we talk, Padres, we talk about AFC football, we talk about all that stuff. And it was so cool because we had that in common. And so we became fast friends. We used to hang out all the time. And you know how you go, oh my God, this guy's so cool, this is so fun. And then there's that moment when, in any friendship, and I think you all know this, I hope I'm not the only one, where it becomes, oh wow, he's paying for lunch maybe once, and then I'm picking up the rest of them, and then they're on your couch, and then they're borrowing your car, but they're friends, right? So that's what it became, but it was still fun, gosh, they'll buy dinner once, and then you pick up the rest of them. Anyway, it was a great friendship, but we still had sports. And what does every good friend who's into sports do? They introduce you to sports betting. Yes. And so I started to get into sports betting, but I thought it's harmless. It's just those sports pools where you pick winners, you put in $20, and then you could possibly win $200, right? Well, then all of a sudden I started to really get into it, and he had a bookie. Those do exist. And I was so impressed with the fact that I could call in a bet. Like I'll have, the Bengals to the over, and I'll parlay that with the Chargers to the under. Something like that. If you know what I'm talking about, if you know, it's betting, all right? It's heavy duty betting. And when you call into a bookie, you have your own number. Is this legal? I think so. All right. So you have your own little number, and I was so excited, 0513, call my bet. It's a nickel. Nickel is, if you know betting, right? Okay. Do you guys know $1's 100? A nickel. Anyway. Okay. It's not a nickel. So anyway, we start having fun with that, right? And then one day, he calls me in a panic, and he goes, my parlay didn't come through, man. Do you have any money? I go, well, not, what do you mean? I said, how much? And he goes, well, 4. Okay, you guys, what do you think? No? Yes, okay, $4,000. And I'm going, well, no, I don't, right? Everyone, come on, everyone in your family or your friends are gonna go, don't lend them the money, especially a gambler, right? Okay, so I said, no, but, well, I do have my grandmother's inheritance, but I didn't want to touch that. Okay, I promise I'll pay you back. That's, okay, these are lessons. There will be lessons after this, okay, that you all can follow. Anyway, so I went, but I'm saving that for a rainy day, because that's all I have. But, he goes, you don't understand, man. You don't understand. I need you to do this for me, man, or something bad's going to happen. And I went, okay, all right. So he said, do me a favor. Get this money, all right? Try to keep it you can get it in bills, but just make sure you mix them up, all right? And then put them in a paper bag. A paper bag. And I went, okay, all right. And he said, I'll meet you there, all right? So go to the Ralph's parking lot on the corner of Beverly and Robertson, okay? But you have to go after the store closes at 11. Then I'll meet you there. And I went, this is crazy, right? And I said, okay, but, and I had this, used car, and I'd had a flat tire, so I had a donut, right? And I went, okay, okay. So I go, and of course, and he goes, do not be late. Do not be late, Karen. I'm begging you, don't be late. And I said, okay. Well, that donut, it was, I should have changed it. You don't drive on a donut forever. You're supposed to put a new tire on a donut. But I didn't. And so the donut went flat. And so I had to call another friend of mine to help me with their donut, and we changed the donut. And while I'm driving to this parking lot, I get a call from him going, "Where the fuck are you? Where the fuck are you? I just get," and it cuts off, the phone cuts off. And so I went, "Oh, shit. And I should have had my friend who helped me with the donut come with me, but they didn't. So I go to the Rouse parking lot, and I'm supposed to go to the northeast corner in the back where it's dark. And I'm supposed to flash my lights. It's crazy, right? It's crazy. And I'm doing this, and he's late. He's supposed to be there, and he's not there. So I'm in the corner of the Rouse parking lot at 11 o'clock at night in the northeast corner flashing my lights. All of a sudden, this sedan pulls up next to me, like this weird kind of like maroon-colored sedan that just, it's, you know, and there's this guy driving it who looks like that wrestler. He's got that permed hair, but it's like a receding hairline, and he's wearing driving gloves that are crocheted with the fingers cut off. You know what I'm talking about? They're like driving gloves, but they're not, but they have holes where the knuckles are. That's all I remember. And he makes me pull, so he's like, "Hey, get out of the car." And so I get out of the car, and I like shakily hand him the bag, right? It's a paper bag, because I guess that's a rule, all right? You guys, if you get in that situation, put your money in a paper bag and fold it up and hand it to him, all right? So I do that. And all of a sudden, who comes out of his back seat? Yeah, my friend, who's got a black eye. And I'm like, so that's when you start getting the shakes. And he gets in the car, and we drive away. And the guy was like, "Thanks, man," or whatever. I don't remember. It was crazy. I said, I better not look at him because I don't want to ID him if I have to, right? So I drive away, and he's in the car, and we did not speak. We did not speak. I was so pissed, and he knew I was pissed. When we finally pull over, I realized that he had, and he wasn't upset about it. He had like zip ties, and I didn't even let him go until he got out of the car. I was that mad. It's like, fuck you. Get out of your fucking things later, or find someone else to cut you loose. Which was stupid, because ask me if he paid me back. No. Okay? No, he did not. And even to this day, I don't even think I get like a call for my birthday. So I guess the lesson is, if you have things in common, that's cool, right? But don't do that. Don't gamble, guys. It's bad, all right? What they say is true. Gamblers remember their wins, but they don't forget their 20 losses. So if I can help any of you, don't. All right? That's my story.
Give it up for Karen, ladies and gentlemen.